come around to say hello. One-on-one, I'm so fly. You took a nosedive. Careful when you play on my level. For you, it's so. Hey, hello.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
There is a simple question. Should this issue of who owns the land be decided by the Waqf Board, which has sent these notices, or should it be decided by another neutral body? And how can somebody sit in judgment of its own claim?
No.
Navika ji, when we speak about the tribunal, the Waqf Board tribunal, the judge who heads the tribunal is appointed by the Chief Justice of the State High Court. It is not somebody who sits there and just says, yes, this belongs to you, this does not belong to you.
Which other community has these special provisions given to them? And that is the moot point. That is the moot point, Ishkaran Bhandari. The moot point, no other religion has this special dispensation that Waqf boards have across the country. There are, temples that are owned, run by governments and state governments across the country. Waqf boards sending notices. In Delhi, they come out, beating their chests about how farmers are being exploited. What about farmers being exploited in Karnataka? What does the Congress have to say on that?
Navika ji, it's an extremely important topic. Please give me 2 minutes because there are 3 separate points I want to make. Firstly, my personal belief is this law needs to go. It is an unconstitutional law. It is under challenge in the Supreme Court, or the Parliament can decide to do away with the law. But right now we're talking amendments to the law, so I will restrict myself to that. So let me give you an example of Delhi itself. 123 properties which were acquired by the erstwhile government of India in 1911 to 1914, compensation paid and mutation carried out. Waqf Board claimed these properties as its own, and in 1984 the then Congress government gives it to them. Vishwa Hindu Parishad goes to the Honorable High Court and gets a stay on these properties. So a property in which mutation carried out, compensation paid, has also been given as far back as 1911 to 1914 when Delhi was being built. So that used to happen when you were building a new city. That case is still going on because Waqf Board claims it's its own land, and when Congress is empowered, it passes favorable orders. This is the reality of it. Now let me come to the second aspect of this. When any citizen of this country, or let's say a mandir, wants to say a property is its own, it has to go to court, it has to fight a legal battle to prove the property belongs to it, or the documents of the property belong to it. What does Waqf Board do? It gets the state to do its own job because it's a self-contained code in which it will do the inquiry. The survey will be carried out by the resources of the state. Then, because it's a tribunal, it will bar the jurisdiction of civil courts. It will very comfortably pass orders, and after those orders are passed, a person is left running from pillar to post, and there are innumerable examples of this. Anybody else to claim property has to go to court and prove it in a court of law and then execute that. Here you get the entire machinery of the state. Here it is a self-contained code. Here there is a bar to the jurisdiction of civil courts. Let us not stop there only, because we are talking about appeasement. See what happens in Places of Worship Act. An act is made which was effectively meant to bar people, even if they had documents to a property, from going to court to reclaim mandir. That was the whole intent of it. Of course, it had enough lacunas and gaps, and cases are going on. Whereas on the other side, a law is made which gives you unfettered, almost an unfettered right to be a state within a state, to be a tribunal within the court system, to be self-contained, and to use government resources for these purposes. So I'll end up only by saying this. This has gone long enough. I hope the courts strike it down, but it's a legal challenge. We do not know what will happen in the court, or the Parliament does away with this law, abrogates it, abolishes it. But at the very least, the time has come for significant amendments to the law to bring it within the judicial system and the fabric of what is available to every other citizen of this country.
Let me ask Mohammad Tariq Khan. Mohammad Tariq Khan of the Samajwadi Party. आप तो समाजवाद की बात करते हैं. You talk about empowerment of farmers. Where do you stand on this particular issue of Waqf Board sending notices to farmers claiming 1,500 acres in just one village in Karnataka, and in the entire Vijayapura district, there are about 15,000 acres of land that they are claiming. Generations of those farmers have got their livelihoods from that land. Today, who is your heart bleeding for, the farmers or the Waqf Board?
First of all, let me ask you of the question. I hope you'll give me time.
I'm sorry, you're not the journalist. You're not the journalist. I'm the journalist asking you the question. Please answer my questions first.
How could, let me ask me like this, how could be, the person who just spoke before me, he said that the land or something being not challenged in any court, okay? And Waqf Board itself declared that it's our property and you have to go tribunal for that. Simple. Now let me ask, how could the case of Tilewala Masjid is in the court? That is also a Waqf property. And reach to Mathura, Shahi Idgah case is also in court. It's also a Waqf property. Now why you have not approached tribunal? How could you approach court directly? There is provision to approach court directly. This is simple. What happened to Gyanvapi Masjid? That is also a Waqf property registered under the Waqf Board. You reaches directly court, and all the cases you reaches court, and when you say that we cannot go court. We have to go tribunal. You are reaching court. And in this case also, you can approach court directly. And finally, and the foremost, Babri Masjid case, it's a title dispute case. And whenever there is a title dispute case, you can approach court, and it had approached court. And finally, people of the Hindu party have won the case. So what is the issue over there? Why you are making all this type of thing? And let me ask something else. That who are sitting in the tribunal, they act like a justice. They act like in our judiciary system. So all the cases are in the court. We are still questioning that we cannot challenge these type of in courts. Means I'm confused. What is happening? Let's bring those cases.
You are
to the
sounding
tribunal.
confused, Mohammad Tariq Khan, simply because आपको वक्फ बोर्ड की बड़ी चिंता है, आपको किसानों की चिंता नहीं है. And Deepak Reddy, I'm coming to you, Ishkaran, but Mr. Deepak Reddy, now hold on, Tariq bhai, take a deep breath, श्वास अंदर ले, please breathe in and hold on while I get Mr. Deepak Reddy.
मैं कह रहा हूं, मेरा सीधा सा सवाल है कि इसको ट्रिब्यूनल में क्यों नहीं लेके जाते हैं? ये जो मामला शाही ईदगाह मथुरा का चल रहा है और ज्ञानवापी का चल रहा है, ट्रिब्यूनल में कराइए ना. आप कहते हैं ट्रिब्यूनल के अलावा कहीं जा नहीं सकते. तो ये कोर्ट में कैसे गया केस?
तो आप किसान जो हैं वो ट्रिब्यूनल के चक्कर काटे. आपको किसानों से कोई हमदर्दी नहीं है. कम से कम ये तो तय हो गया. दीपक रेड्डी जी, now Tariq Khan, I'll have to lower your fader because you're not allowing anybody else to speak. I'm lowering your fader. Deepak Reddy ji, I want to ask you, has the India Alliance, so-called India Alliance, been exposed today? When it is the matter of appeasement, it ranks above in terms of strategy. Farmers come below in their political priorities. Because when in Delhi the farmers are striking against the BJP Sarkar, it suits them. They stand for the farmers, they hold the city to ransom, they close roads, all of that. But when this is happening in a Congress-ruled state, the Samajwadi Party totally silent, the India Alliance partners totally silent, the Congress missing in action. Is this life and politics only about appeasement? Is there no other formula?
Navika, I would like one extra minute because I would like to expose the Congress and the India ecosystem. Your first question was, from when is this or going on was the question you asked. Right after partition, the 4 lakh odd acres which were transferred to the Waqf without giving to the people who actually came from Pakistan. It started from there. 1995 and 2013, they have given unchecked powers to the board. And when the land grabbing has taken place continuously, Congress was watching and supported this in a way. I would like to ask two straight questions. Why aren't similar powers given to Hindus or any other religious institution is what I'm asking. The gentleman was jumping off his seat now. I challenge the gentleman. Fine, you keep that law. Give us the same law. Then there ends the matter. So I don't think they will have the guts, because this is nothing but a land scam. Now I will quote 2 or 3 cases. The 1654 acres in Hyderabad, which is in the prime area, I was following that case. The government had to move pillar and post and fight for years together because it was a prime land to win that case in the Supreme Court. How many people have that kind of a money, Navika? Now we have clearly seen the 1500-year-old Tamil Nadu incident. And I have received calls after coming on national debate from people from rural parts of Andhra Pradesh saying that his sister's land was actually grabbed by Waqf. And I actually take a walk in Jubilee Hills, which is a prime area of Hyderabad where the iconic bridge is, and that area is totally cornered off around the lake. A masjid has been coming up in the last 2 years. Yeah, little by little they have been building it. They don't have a road access also. I can see it because I walk in that area. So land grab is a fact. And Mallikarjun Kharge ji has come on a record saying that Waqf properties are being stolen. They are being leased out at lower rates. Similar allegations, n number of allegations have come in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu and Telangana also. So here, I mean, you can see most of it is a very big land scam with an intent to grab. It is very clear. And then again, for those of them who talk about secularism and talk about equity of law, let a similar law be given to all religions. I accept it. If not, it cannot be one-sided, and you cannot take advantage of the goodness of others.
Well,
Thank you, Navika. I rest my case.